why don't we take 2 minutes and in the chat window, let's only list out those items that are financial instruments. So please take 2 minutes, go to the slide and tell me what are financial instruments. All right, I think we've got a fair share of responses. There are a couple of questions around preference shares which I'll pick up shortly. But yes, aptly summarized on the chat. Property, plant and equipment clearly is not a financial instrument. It's not a contractual right to receive cash. Trade receivables and acceptances are, because it's a contractual right to receive money for the sales that have happened. Bank balances, again, they are. Equity capital or capital is. Statutory dues payable are not financial instruments. Employee stock options are financial instruments. There was a comment on it depends on whether they are settled in cash or otherwise. Here the answer is it is a financial instrument regardless. Because from the point of view of company, let's take both the situations to assess this further. If you have an employee stock option that settles by issue of cash, then it is clearly a financial obligation. But on the other hand, if you have employee stock options which settles by issuing equity shares, then it's equity. So in either case, it is a financial instrument. Now, unbilled revenue again is a bit of a tricky one, because basically what the standard requires is that you should have a contractual right to receive cash. Now, if the revenue is unbilled, only because of the administrative formality of raising the invoice not happening, then it is a financial instrument. Because basically the contract gives you the right to receive cash for that amount of unbilled revenue. It is just that it's an administrative formality that you have to wait, for example, say till the month end before you bill out. So it is a financial instrument. A work in progress on contract with customers is within the scope of Ind AS 115. This is generally not a financial instrument because you don't have a contractual right to receive cash. Prepaid expenses are not financial instruments because what you get in return is services. Now, accrued expenses, again, sound very harmless, but at times could get tricky. Basically, what you have to see is if you have got the services and only the invoicing is pending to be received, to that extent, it's a financial liability. But if you're making a best estimate of how much you will have to incur as an expenditure, then that is not a financial instrument. That is a provision that you make based on your best estimate. Okay, I think we've done well. Couple of questions on preference shares, and I'll park that for tomorrow. I'm noting those questions down. One of those questions was preference shares with put call features. The other one was holding subsidiary preference share relationship, if it's not able to pay back on time, if you're not able to pay back on time, what would be the difference?
Pratik,
yeah.
This is Mahesh here.
Yeah,
We will, at the end of the program, we will collate all the queries, whether you have
Sure.
answered it during the session or not. We will collate it and send it to you.
Okay.
So, in case some of them are not answered, you can always touch upon it the next session also.
Sure. That will be helpful.
We will do that, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, participants can always keep putting their queries in the chat box, please. It's up to the speaker to take it up immediately or a little later or tomorrow also. Thank you. Please continue. Sorry, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, right. So now we've looked at what are financial instruments. The next concept that we are now going to talk about is that not all financial instruments are within the scope of Ind AS 109 or Ind AS 32 or Ind AS 107. Right? So you have financial instruments, but not all of them are in scope. And why is that so? That is so because the financial instrument standard is a residual standard. The hierarchy of following Ind AS is, if there is a specific standard on a topic, please go to that accounting standard for guidance. If the guidance is not there in that standard, is when you come to this Ind AS, respective Ind AS. So for example, we spoke about employee stock options. Now, employee stock options are, of course, financial instruments. But we have to keep in mind that there is a separate standard called Ind AS 102, share-based payments, that deals with the accounting principles of that transaction. So the first port of call is Ind AS 102. Look at Ind AS 102. If you get your answers there, stop. If you don't get your answers in Ind AS 102 and it is a financial instrument, that is the time we come back to Ind AS 109. So on this slide, for example, employee stock options is a financial instrument, but it is not within the scope of Ind AS 109 or Ind AS 32. So what is it that is exactly out of the scope of Ind AS 109? Let's quickly take a look at what is out of the scope of Ind AS 109. Now, the